What is up there everyone, it's the guy from the Gaming Tech here, and today I wanted to talk about what I learned from Advanced Warfare. Now actually there is one thing that I found very important which I did learn whilst playing the game, and that is, am I getting my money's worth? Is it actually worth me having paid the 60 quid for this game? Or have I really just spent all this money and actually really not got what I paid for? Now, the real reason I bring this up is that I have spent months where I haven't played the game. I just don't get on with it as well as I'd hoped I would. And I just sometimes feel that I didn't quite get the money's worth that I put down for it, just because I personally didn't enjoy the game. And it's really made me think when I come to buy games or thinking about buying a game, is like, will I actually get my money's worth? Am I actually going to play this game and enjoy it and get out of it what I put in? And that's something that I'm kind of glad I've learned from it, because it is actually a good thing to have thought about, because it means that now when I go into a game I'm going to think more rationally and not just be caught up on the hype train. And it's one of the main reasons why I'm getting even less likely to buy Black Ops 3 at the moment. And that's not because the game lacks content. It looks like it's going to have a crap ton of content, but a lot of the content, I look at it, it's like I might use that once, if that, and then I won't touch it again. Is that going to really be worth my money? And also, I'm going to spend most of my time in multiplayer, probably a lot of time in zombies if I was to get the game. Now, if multiplayer doesn't live up to my expectations, it doesn't work for me, or it's just not what I want, then I'm not going to spend as much time in it, and it's going to be like Advanced Warfare, where I go on very long periods without playing the game. And if that happens, it's like, well, what was actually the point in me buying it and spending this money? I could have spent it on something much more useful, or spent it on a game where I was actually going to enjoy it and play it for the whole year. And then also with the yearly cycle of Call of Duty, it means that if I was to buy it and I enjoyed it, I would have the problem that at the end of the year, most people would go on to the next game and I'd be left wanting to play this one, and not as many people would want to play it. And that'd be really disappointing, because it's like, if it was a really good game and I really enjoyed it, it'd be really disappointing to suddenly find, sorry, you can't play it because there's not enough people that want to play it. And that would just kind of ruin it, because it would be a really big letdown, because it would be a shame to see all that content go to waste. Because really good content is something that's kind of been hard to come by in recent games. You've got a lot of games that release promising these amazing things and they haven't lived up to them, or they've needed constant patches, or they've been selling you the game that they promised as DLC, and it's just really bad practice. And it's kind of disappointing that so many games have gone down this route. And I think it's just kind of a social trend of, you got to focus on the immediate gain rather than the long-term gain, and that's the problem. I can't quite rationalise whether it would be a worthwhile purchase for me, because regardless of how much content it's got, it's whether I would actually enjoy it, and that's why I'm really sceptical about it. And I'm quite glad that I learnt this from Advanced Warfare. I've played it a fair bit. I'm sort of borderline as to whether I did actually get my money's worth on the game. I've spent a fair few hours on it, and I've had a lot of fun with friends on it. But overall, I'm not particularly happy with the game. I'm just not really into it, and I just can't quite get on with it. And that's why I go through these long periods of not playing it. And it's just kind of general that trend with Call of Duty now. It's just sort of like, well, it's going to release next year, so if regardless of whether I enjoy it or not enjoy it, no one's going to be playing the current game, and they're going to move on to the next one. So is it really going to be worth it? Because most of that content's then going to go to waste, because no one's going to want to play it anymore. And it's like, am I actually getting my money's worth, or am I just being sucked into a hype train? Games like Battlefield, yeah, they have a hype train, but the games last for a lot longer. You can actually go along and play them afterwards, and there's still a pretty healthy player base so long as the game is good, and they get patched so frequently that actually the game gets better as throughout its life cycle, and they're being given a lot more free content which refreshes the game and brings back a lot of the player base. And I just think that games like that, where you've got a much longer time to play it and a longer time to enjoy and explore all the content, is a much better investment in terms of game. Because realistically, as consumers, buying a game is kind of like an investment. You're putting in money and you're hoping to get a good return of entertainment and enjoyment. So you really need to add up and weigh up whether it's actually going to be worthwhile you buying this game because you think you're going to enjoy it and be entertained by it. And if you're not sure, maybe just wait for what other people are going to say about it. And that is exactly what I'm doing with Black Ops 3 this year. I'm not getting it at launch. I'm going to wait and see what people say about it, and I'm going to expect people to say very good things about it. But when it comes to it, maybe a month, maybe even a few weeks after the launch, I'll just say to the people in the YouTube community that I trust the most, look, this is what I want from a game. Do you think this game will actually fulfill it? Or do you think it's going to kind of be another Call of Duty where it's really good for the year and then people kind of forget about it afterwards and maybe go back if the next one's not good? because if they really think that it's just going to be a yearly game and you're going to just enjoy it until the next one comes out, then I'll probably just leave it, because I don't think it's going to be worth my time and worth my money to actually buy it. But anyway, I just wanted to get this off my chest because I thought this was actually quite an interesting point and something that I think actually might help a lot more gamers, because it is very easy to get sucked into these hype trains and keep buying out and dishing out money into a franchise which doesn't quite live up to your expectations or actually give you the product you really want. And I thought this would be very useful to help other people maybe see, yeah, actually I might just hold back and just see, is a game actually worth me buying it, rather than me just throwing my money into it and then getting disappointed. But anyway, this has been the Guide from the Gamer Tag, and I'll see you on another video.